Hi, my name is Kathy Solheim and I belong to Daughters of Norway Lodge Agnes Matilda Orgelin in Junction City, Oregon. And this is my first video that I'm going to demonstrate cooking on the demo YouTube channel. So let's dig in. I found this recipe that I really liked. Another YouTube creator did this video for this recipe, and I thought it would be fun because we're getting ready tomorrow to have our meeting, and we're going to bring chocolate type desserts or chocolate-ish desserts, and I thought this would be really fun. And it's called butter chocolate swirl bread. So I'm going to just kind of dig in and get started. Okay, so first I'm taking 1 1/4 cups of milk that I just took out of the fridge, and then I put it in the microwave for 1 minute so it's just kind of warm. And then I am going to put it in my mixing bowl. And then to that I'm going to add 2 1/4 teaspoons of dry active yeast. And I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of table sugar. Now I'm just going to give that a whisk and make sure it's incorporated nicely. And I'm going to let it sit for 5 minutes. And as it activates, you should see it get frothy and maybe a little bit of a brown surface. Okay, it's been 5 minutes, and now we're going to just add 5 tablespoons of melted butter, and then 1 teaspoon of salt, rather. And then we are going to add in, I'm going to just whisk that a little bit. And we're going to just add in 3 cups of all-purpose flour. And then we're going to put it in the blender with a dough hook, and we'll see how it comes out. Okay, I put it in the mixer. I said blender, but I meant mixer. So I put it in the mixer, and I've got this ball of very soft dough. I mean, it doesn't stick to my hands. I had to add a little bit of extra flour so that it wouldn't stick to the sides of the bowl. But it's very soft and stretchy, like that. And I'm going to knead it for about 5 minutes just to work it a little bit, and then I will come back. Okay, it's been kneaded for 5 minutes, and I'm just going to place it in a bowl that I've oiled, and then I'm going to cover it with a cloth and set it aside for 1 hour. Okay, now we're going to make the chocolate half, and we're just using the same mixing bowl. And again, we're going to sort of repeat the process, except there's a few little tweaks to the measurements. So this is 1 1/3 cup of milk that I put in the microwave for 1 minute just to warm it, but not heat it. Then 2 1/4 teaspoons of dry active yeast and 2 tablespoons of sugar. And I'm gonna just give that a whisk and get it incorporated. And then we're gonna wait 5 minutes, and we're gonna look for it to activate. And you'll be able to smell the yeast activating, so that's one indication that it's doing what it needs to do. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, it's been another 5 minutes, and the top of the active yeast is nice and frothy and brown, So it's perfect. It looks perfect. So to that, we're going to add 5 tablespoons of melted butter, just like the last one. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt, and this time I said salt, and 1/2 cup of baking cocoa. And then we are going to add 2.5 cups of flour this time, because we have the baking cocoa that makes up the other 1/2 cup dry ingredients from the butter half of the bread. So I'm going to put this in the mixer, and we should have a nice ball of dough. If it's too wet and sticky, add a little more flour. If it's too dry, then just tiny bits of milk, just so you get a non-sticky ball. Okay, so the ball of dough is done, and it's really soft, and it doesn't stick to the inside of the bowl, and it's really soft and stretchy. But I'm going to knead it for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to oil the bowl, and I'm going to be putting this in the bowl and covering it and then letting it rest for an hour. Okay, they've rested for 1 hour each, so they've doubled in size. So I'm just going to pull them out of the bowl, and I'm going to cut them. I'm going to cut each one in half, and then I'm going to reserve half of each, because this is a recipe that makes 2 loaves. So I'm just going to use my dough cutter and cut it in equal parts. I'm going to put the other one in the bowl, and I will cover it up. And for the chocolate one, and I forgot to say this, that the chocolate one smells amazing, smells divine. So yeah, you're gonna enjoy that. So I'm just gonna cut that in half, and I'm gonna put that back into the bowl, but I'm gonna keep them separate, and you'll see why. So now we're just gonna roll these out into rectangular shapes, because, and we're gonna make them the same size, because they are going to be layered on top of each other, and it won't matter which one's on top at all. But I'm just gonna get it into a rectangular shape that equally layers on top of the other. Okay, now I have them in rectangles that are of fairly equal size. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take the one and put it on top of the other. And like I said, it doesn't matter like which one is on top, because it's going to turn out the same no matter what you choose. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to roll it from one direction, and I'm just going to roll them together equally, and I'm going to leave about 5 inches on this end, and I'm going to use this dough cutter to, it's unrolling. So I'm going to use this dough cutter to cut strips in the dough like this. So I pre-prepared these, pre-oiled these pans, and I'm just gonna place the twisted braided loaf into the pan, the oiled pan. And I'm going to cover this pan with cloth, and I'm going to let it rest for 30 minutes. So I'm going to prepare the other loaf pan, and I will come back after that. Okay, this time I've put the chocolate on top of the butter, and as you'll see, there's no difference in the way the loaf will turn out. And I'm going to go ahead and just cut those slices. So we can make our braids. I'm just going to twist it and secure it. And there we go. And again, I have another pan that I prepared with oil. And I'm going to place that loaf into the pan, and then I'm going to let both loaves rest for another 30 minutes covered. And we will come back. Okay, the loaves have sat for a little over 30 minutes, maybe closer to 40. And you can see that they've really doubled in size almost. And I'm going to take an egg wash, and it doesn't have any water added to it. It's just a scrambled egg. And I'm going to brush it on top of the loaves. Now, I've never done these before, so it's looking like it's easier to swipe back and forth on these rather than long ways because of the way they are braided. So I'm just going to put this egg wash on, and then I'm going to pop it in a 375 degree oven for 25 minutes. And hopefully we will have some really good chocolate swirled bread. I'll let it cool, and then I will show the results. Okay, they came out of the oven and they've cooled a little bit, and they smell so amazing and they look so pretty. So I'm gonna pull them out. Hopefully they come out of the pan without too much effort, and hopefully they were baked enough. Guess we'll see, right? Okay, I got one out of the pan, and I cut it. So I wanted to see if the swirl pattern developed, and definitely, you see the swirl pattern. It's definitely baked enough. It's real soft. I think it'll be delicious when I share it with the daughters. And here's the other one, came out of the pan, and I'll probably take this one to share tomorrow, but I want to let them cool completely. But I'm curious to taste this because, well, I love chocolate, so that's good. So there's not a lot of sugar in it. So while you smell the chocolate, you don't taste like an overwhelming sweetness, but it makes a beautiful pattern. So I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And yeah, you should try it. Bon appetit.